Hey, we're here today at the Arizona State Fire School with Tyler Kowalski, the 2022 United Firefighter of the Year. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's an honor.
It's an honor for us to have you here. Hey, how long have you been a firefighter?
Just about 7 years now.
7 years? Have you always been at Buckskin?
Yep, I started there as a POC. I POC'd for 2 years and then been on it 7 years full time.
Awesome. What inspired you to become a firefighter?
I grew up around the fire service. My dad's a fire captain in Lake Havasu City, and just always been around it my whole life and wanted to do it ever since I was little.
Oh, well, you found a great profession. I understand that you're also a wildland firefighter. How long have you been a wildland firefighter?
7 years as well.
7 years?
Yep. Been out on quite a few deployments. Some years I was out over 100 days. So.
And you're also a rescue diver, right?
Yep. Got my certification in that about 6 years ago, and I've been helping out with the instruction of that class ever since. We teach it every October, and I've been an instructor and crew lead on that for the past 5 years after I got my cert.
How important do you think all that training was to the success of this incident that you responded to?
It was very important. Without that training and the live scenarios and the remakes of live scenarios that we've had before happen, I don't think it would have been a successful outcome. Just my knowledge and training from that class definitely kicked in and made a great change.
I've come to understand that most of these rescue calls that you do underwater are not successful.
Yeah, usually it's not too good of an outcome, and this was just an incredible opportunity that I had, and I would like to thank everyone else on my department as rescue divers would have done the same thing. It was just awesome to have a successful outcome.
Yeah, I'm curious, how far is your fire station from where this incident was?
It's about a half mile on the water.
How long does that take?
Probably about 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay.
By the time we got the boat in the water and got down to the scene, it was probably about 2 minutes.
So altogether, how long was the response?
Response was a little over an hour by the time we got all the patients to shore and everyone accounted for. It was probably about an hour.
Yeah, I kind of meant before you got on scene.
Oh, before we got on scene, probably about 3 minutes.
That's pretty quick. But time was clicking. What was going through your mind as you were responding?
A lot of times we get weird dispatches, and I confirmed with my captain. I'm like, it says trapped under a boat, but it hit the rock, or the boat hit the rock shore. I'm wondering if they're under the boat on land. Should I throw my dive gear on or not? He had me gear up, and that was a good call on his part, because a lot of times the dispatch information is kind of spotty. So luckily we made the right call, and we were ready right when we got on the scene.
Yeah, because of course we don't know how long it was before 911 got called, and you know had that response time. So I'm thinking time is of the essence here. And what's going through your mind when you arrive on scene and you see this capsized boat and all these people screaming?
It was a pretty chaotic scene. Luckily, there were a couple off-duty firefighters already there that saw it and had a little bit of intel of where she was and that she was banging on the hull. So that was good information. One thing we train about in the dive rescue class is it's better to take an extra 30 seconds or a minute to gather information before just jumping in the water and trying to make a quick search. It really helps the outcome a lot of times if you can gather information and collect it and figure out where the person last was and then go in and start your search.
Makes sense. Got to do it right the first time, right? Did you ever experience any fear during this incident?
Yeah, when I was masking up at the bow of our fireboat, kind of had the hair stand up on the back of my neck a little bit, but that's when my training and skills kicked in and adrenaline and just kind of went to work as normal.
Nice. And what went through your mind after your first dive and found the access to the cabin area was blocked.
Honestly, when I went down, it was kind of like heart crushing when I saw that the cabin was blocked. It was kind of like, what are we going to do? And that's when I decided to pop up, reevaluate, reassess the situation, inform my captain that what we had, and reassessed real quick and went back down and continued searching.
Were you concerned about pulling the victim out? Did you have consider any other options at that time?
I wanted to go up inside the boat and be able to talk to her if there was room and space so I could let her know before I drug her underwater, but that ended up not being an option. So once I found her, I just had to grab and pull her out.
Because she didn't even really know. Take one last breath.
That was what I was hoping to do, was tell her, instruct her, all right, I'm going to pull you down through this hatch, but there wasn't an option for that, and I couldn't get in there or talk to her, so I didn't have an option.
And I suppose, I mean, we know now it was a 16-inch by 16-inch hatch, and you couldn't even fit through. I mean, you didn't know if this victim was going to be able to fit through.
Yeah, luckily she was pretty small. If she would have been much bigger, I don't know if she would have fit through the hatch. I did end up going and diving on the boat the next day just to confirm what I did and the size of the hatch, and it was still in the location. So kind of got second eyes on it in the light, in the daytime, and just assessed to see if there was anything I could have done different.
And was there, or were you pretty satisfied? I mean, it was successful.
I was pretty satisfied, obviously, because it was successful, but there really wasn't any other access, so that was really the only option I had.
And if you had opened that other hatch, what would have happened?
Water probably would have flooded the rest of the boat, because that was underwater as well. So
And was that hatch any bigger than the other one?
it was actually a little bit smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah.
So it probably would have been a fatal mistake.
Yes, definitely.
And then what was going through your mind when you finally were able to kick to the surface?
Just get her to the surface, and luckily she was conscious and breathing, so I didn't have to administer rescue breaths or anything, but I inflated my BC so we stayed afloat, kept her airway protected and out of the water, and got her on the fireboat as quickly as possible along with the other patients.
That's great. You definitely know your job. So what does it mean to you now to be selected as the Arizona Firefighter of the Year?
It's truly an honor. I never would have guessed or thought I would be up here getting this award. I simply was just doing my job, and I would like to think all other firefighters all over the world and in the country would have done the same thing. So it's truly an honor, and I'm blessed to get this award. It's just exciting.
That's great. We're honored to have you here and your family and your coworkers here today to enjoy with us. I'd like to thank you for all you do for the Buckskin Fire District and your local community. You're a stellar example of what can be accomplished when you are properly trained and experienced. You have now joined an exclusive club of past award recipients. I'm very happy to have had the opportunity to meet you and now be able to call you the 2022 United Firefighter of the Year.
Thank you. I would just like to add one more thing. I'd like to thank my mom, dad, sister, grandparents, and girlfriend for all coming out and supporting me and continuing to support me.
It's awesome. You got a great family, wonderful family, and it's been a pleasure to meet them.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have a great fire school.
You too.
All right, take care.